Mama June, Pumpkin Efird talks about co-parenting deal with estranged husband Josh. Mama June, Family Crisis star Pumpkin Efird revealed the 50-50 its custody arrangement she and ex-husband Josh agreed on. She got candid about the divorce proceedings and parenting their 4 kids. The new season of the family show closely documented the issues between the former flames. While viewers will watch the divorce on screen later, the news came last year. Last September, Josh and Pumpkin broke their lifelong ties to separate. While the former has a girlfriend and a baby girl with her, the latter found love in his cousin Darren. They are happy in their worlds, but she has some details to put out to make her grieving process less painful. How does the custody deal help her and Josh? What does it have? Mama June, Pumpkin shares how she is coping with a failed marriage. The first episode of Family Crisis was released on May 30 on WeTV, and Pumpkin Efird revealed what it seems like to have marital issues. While fans thought the two were quite in love, it wasn't the case. Behind their smiles in the pictures, they had gone for counseling too many times. While Pumpkin visited the therapist solo, she admitted that she has a clever mind now after struggling for years. She revealed she cried and begged Josh to talk to her properly. But nothing was useful, saying he sleeps on the couch and they are more like roommates, unbeknownst to their children. The whole home is stressful, which is hard to navigate anymore. At one point, she gave up and asked for a divorce. Mama June, Pumpkin and Josh share a joint custody of their kids. Lauren Efird finally spoke her heart out about the custody battle she and Josh decided to pursue. She told People exclusively that they are co-parenting their minor children. The 25-year-old said that they have divided custody so that both can spend time with their twin girls and one boy. With me and Josh being split now, we do 50-50 its custody, Pumpkin informed the interviewer and fans alike. She gets 1 week with her babies while Josh takes them for the next week. When she doesn't have kids around, she runs errands but also feels less tense because of some light chores. It was previously reported that Josh and Pumpkin had discussed joint physical and legal custody. Based on the settlement document, the former couple always preferred to follow a smooth and solid parenting deal. Upon agreeing to it initially, they didn't seek child support from the other. Josh was given 60 days to remove his possessions from his Georgia home, which he shares with his ex-wife, Pumpkin. According to the filings, she took over the property. The high school sweethearts married young after she became pregnant early. Before the divorce, she praised him immensely for being the man he was and the father he had been to their kids. For the latest Mama June's tea, stay tuned to TV season and spoilers. In the ever-chaotic world of the Shannon family, there's always something brewing beneath the surface. This time, it's Lauren Pumpkin Efird stepping into the spotlight. Not as Mama June's voice of reason or Honey Boo Boo's second mom, but as a woman facing her own storm. With her marriage to Josh Efird quietly cracking behind closed doors, Pumpkin is opening up about their surprising co-parenting arrangement, and fans are both shocked and sympathetic. The 24-year-old reality star, often hailed as the most grounded Shannon daughter, has spent years holding the family together. Now, as the mother of 4 and the matriarch of her own growing household, she's navigating a new challenge. Raising kids with a man who's technically still her husband, but emotionally living on a different planet. Pumpkin's story is one many young mothers will recognize and few would envy. A love that grew up too fast. Pumpkin and Josh's love story was once seen as a rare bright spot in the whirlwind that is Mama June's universe. They married young, raised their kids under tight budgets and even tighter emotional circumstances, and took in Alana Honey Boo Boo when their own mother spiraled into addiction. They seemed like a team, one that might just beat the odds. But behind the camera smiles and edited scenes, real-life pressure simmered. Pumpkin gave birth to 4 children in quick succession: Ella, Bentley, and twins Silas and Stella, all while balancing a reality TV career, public scrutiny, and her own unresolved trauma from growing up in the Shannon household. The weight of it all eventually began to show. The couple started drifting. Arguments became regular. The house felt colder. And then one day, it was clear. The love story was no longer a love story. It was 2 people sharing a life, but barely sharing their hearts. Quiet separation, loud challenges, While the separation hasn't been formally announced in front of the Mama June family crisis cameras, insiders close to production say the split has been in effect for months. Josh allegedly moved out quietly after a final heated argument over finances and parenting decisions. There was no screaming match, no public declarations, just a slow, quiet unraveling. Pumpkin, never one to draw attention to her private heartbreak, continued filming. She smiled for promotional shoots. She supported her siblings. She got the kids to school. But those close to her noticed a shift. The sparkle in her eyes dulled. The exhaustion was no longer just physical. It was emotional. And then, unexpectedly, Pumpkin broke her silence, not with a dramatic confession, but through a deeply personal scene captured on camera. The co-parenting deal that works, kind of. Sitting on a porch swinging a hoodie, hair tossed into a messy bun, Pumpkin explained her new reality to a friend during a quiet moment away from the chaos. Josh still sees the kids. He comes by a few times a week. There's no court agreement yet, just a mutual understanding. He gets weekends when it works for both of them. He takes Ella to the park, lets Bentley help with small car repairs, and sometimes rocks the twins to sleep while Pumpkin gets a shower or does laundry. It's not perfect, far from it, but it's something. Pumpkin calls it parenting in pieces, because that's what their family feels like now. Pieces of what it was, pieces of what it might have been. There are good days, days when Josh picks up dinner without being asked, or fixes the broken door handle without a snide remark. And there are bad days, days when he forgets an appointment, or says he's coming, and doesn't show. Pumpkin doesn't sugarcoat it. She admits to feeling rage, sadness, and disappointment, often all at once. But she also sees the bigger picture, putting the kids first. Despite everything, Pumpkin refuses to let her relationship struggles become a war zone for the kids. She's made it clear, her children will never be used as emotional weapons. That means biting her tongue when Josh slips up. That means letting Ella call her dad when she misses him, even on Pumpkin's toughest days. That means setting boundaries, like no overnight guests when Josh has the kids, and no sudden drop-ins without notice. But it also means compromise. Pumpkin recently allowed Josh to take the kids to his mom's house for Easter, despite feeling hurt and left out. She didn't want to explain her decision to anyone. She just knew that her children deserved to feel loved by both sides of the family. Co-parenting, she says, isn't about liking each other. It's about showing up, even when the relationship is bruised and broken. Facing judgment, finding grace. Of course, it wouldn't be a Shannon family storyline without judgment from the outside world. Fans have flooded social media with speculation. Is Josh cheating? Is Pumpkin going to file for divorce? Is this all a setup for ratings? Pumpkin ignores most of it. She's used to the noise. But what does bother her are the people who say she should have seen this coming. That marrying young and having kids early always ends this way. That she's just repeating her mother's mistakes. To those critics, Pumpkin has one silent answer. Her kids are thriving. They're fed, clothed, and loved. They're surrounded by siblings and extended family. They laugh. They dance. They get bedtime stories and birthday balloons. And most of all, they get two parents who, despite everything, still show up. That to Pumpkin is success. Life after love, reclaiming her identity. Now, as she learns to live without Josh as her partner, Pumpkin is rediscovering parts of herself that got lost in the chaos of motherhood and marriage. She's carving out time for herself again, journaling, walking, talking to friends without holding a baby on her hip. She's considering going back to school, exploring early childhood education. And yes, she's started therapy, something she admits she should have done years ago. She's also slowly letting herself imagine a future where love might look different. Not right now, the wounds are too fresh. But maybe someday, a love built on mutual respect, shared responsibility, and the kind of emotional stability she's always craved. Until then, her energy is fully on her kids, on healing, on learning from her mistakes and avoiding the generational patterns that nearly consumed her own mother. Support from the Shannon clan. Surprisingly, Mama June herself has stepped in to support Pumpkin more than expected. While the two have had their ups and downs, June recognizes the weight her daughter carries. She's offered to babysit more often. She's even helped with groceries and bills, quietly without demanding credit. Alana, now preparing for college, has also stepped up as a part-time helper. She watches the twins, entertains Ella, and tries to bring laughter back into the house. It's a full-circle moment. The child once raised by her sister now helping to raise that sister's kid.